Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Age Origins. Last time we finished up in Lothering and now we are saying goodbye to this small town. For the last time, more than likely. Or at least for a little bit. Just making sure we're not missing anything, are we? No, let's just go. Do you guys have anything more to say?
We'll be off as soon as this mess is cleaned up. Thank you, Carney, for all your assistance.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, let's go. Saving game. Gather your party and venture forth? Yes. I'm sure it's fine. Sleeping in our armor, damn.
Bad dreams, huh?
Look how long her hair is right here. That's kind of crazy. It'd be cool if the hair could be that long. It seems so real.
Well, it is real. Sort of. You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
The Archdemon. Is that the dragon? Why didn't Duncan just tell everyone that? Or are these dreams going to happen a lot? I don't understand. Why didn't Duncan just say that to everyone?
He did. He said he felt the Archdemon's presence. Everyone just assumed he was guessing. It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me too.
I'm not frightened. Any other surprises I should know about? You could have told me earlier. Thank you, Alistair. I appreciate it. Are there any other surprises I should know about?
Other than dying young and the whole defeat the Blight alone thing? No. I'm all tapped out for surprises. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
Alright. New quest enchantment, new quest Soldier's Peak, new quest The King's Confidant. Alright, pretty sure at least 2 of those are DLCs. We're back in our lovely camp here. What do we got? So party camp, enchantment, talk to the dwarves, right? Boden and Sandal, the 2 dwarves from outside Lothering, seem to have pulled their wagon to the outskirts of the camp. You should talk to them both to see what services they can offer. The Blackstone Irregulars, premium content, yeah. King's Confidant, journey to Ban Loren's lands. There's some rumors that a fellow survivor of Ostagar has escaped the prisons of Ban Loren and is seeking the aid of the Grey Wardens. The band's lands lie in the northwest reaches of the Banhorn. The escaped prisoner has likely taken refuge in the deep woods of the estate. I don't remember this quest. And then Soldier's Peak. Yeah, we know it. Yeah, the last time you traveled the open road, you caught a glimpse of a merchant in the distance. He appears to be following you. If you set up camp, he might be able to catch up to you. Yeah. I know that one. I don't remember the other one, though. Alright, well, let's go around, do our rounds, talk to everybody.
What do you need?
I'd like to ask you something.
Ask away.
Tell me more about the Grey Wardens.
Such as they are.
Where are the nearest Grey Wardens from here?
That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away. If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Again, however, I just don't know where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands.
So, what happens now that there's just the 2 of us?
I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Ferelden will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan or someone. They'll send someone eventually. Though who knows what Logain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Ferelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us.
Do we have a headquarters somewhere or something like that?
Here in Ferelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Loghain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt. Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfells, 1,000 miles from here. But I've no idea how to even contact them. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I suppose the answer is no. There's nowhere for us to go.
Well, we need to start rebuilding the Order. What would happen if we just left? So do you think we're gonna need to, like, rebuild or something?
I mean, eventually we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right? But I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves lyrium and some other magic, and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be 2 of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere.
I wish I could ask how many Grey Wardens were lost at Ostagar. Like, we know Duncan, and we know there was another group with him, right? But we never see them. And I don't think they ever say a number. What would happen if we just left?
Just left? You mean just left Ferelden? I don't know. If there's an archdemon, however, we're supposed to be the only ones who can defeat it. And that means the Blight would grow unchecked. Eventually, other Grey Wardens in Orlais and other lands would hear about it, and they would come to fight it, but they wouldn't come in time to save Ferelden. There's no way. I'm not going anywhere.
I have no more questions.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need?
Yeah, I'm sure that's a thought that crossed Soraya's mind multiple times. It was probably still on her mind, you know, maybe just leaving. I mean, but I guess when she thinks about it, if Alistair's telling the truth and the other Grey Wardens are telling the truth, and she and Alistair are the only ones who can stop it, you know, she still has family in Denerim, and Denerim would fall, right? According to Alistair, to the Blight, meaning Shiani, her father, not Solus. What was his name? What was my cousin? They'd all die. Probably really painful, terrifying deaths. Yeah, so I think she's in the same boat as him, right? No matter how scared she is, she has to keep going. She has to try. Liliana?
Yes?
I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
This vision of yours, did we not talk about this already? Did I do that in the
I knew this would come up sooner or later. In it, there was an impenetrable. I fell.
We definitely
and the
read that
darkness
or
drew
did this.
me in.
Okay, I'm just gonna go through this real quick. We saw this in the last episode, but I think I lost that save when it crashed. You joined the
I
Blight.
suppose it was as though the Maker stretched out.
Your voices.
There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the Blight devours everything?
The Chantry says the Maker has left us.
He's still. I know what the Chantry says about the Maker, and what should I believe? What I feel in my heart, or what others tell me?
Believe what you feel is right, Liliana.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got Sten to talk to too. Let's talk to dog real quick. Anubis.
Oh, why, you little...
What?
Your furry friend here took offense at me getting near his food. He snapped at me, look.
There's hardly any blood drawn. Still, he shouldn't have. It was just a warning. He could have taken a hand off. Good boy. Teach that silly Alistair a lesson. Bad dog. That's not very nice. And he is a war dog. Good boy. Teach that silly Alistair a lesson.
Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me.
Is a beautiful war dog. Sten.
Why are we stopping?
Never mind. Let's keep moving. I think we should talk for a moment. We're working together. I think I should get to know you. Let's just get a few things straight. We're working together, so I think I should get to know you.
There are Darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
I need to know I can trust you at my back. Are you alright? You were in that cage for weeks. What's your hurry? Are you sure you're okay? You were kind of in that cage for weeks, didn't have food or water.
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight.
You said you were in the army?
I am.
Have you ever fought in a war?
I have always fought in war, Elf.
So you must know your way around the battlefield then. I've never... What do you mean by that?
My people have been at war since the moment we set foot in the Northern Islands.
So the Qunari don't come from the islands? Naturally, the natives didn't want to give up their land. Have you tried diplomacy? The Qunari don't come from the islands.
We do now.
Where did you come from before?
Somewhere else.
And are you... Can you be more specific, please?
No. I was born in Seheron. Of the land we came from, I know nothing, not even its name. I do not see how this matters. Seheron and Parvolan are distant. Ferelden and the Darkspawn are immediate.
What's your hurry?
What a strange language you speak. You say hurry where I would say duty.
It's not your duty to handle the blight, though.
No, it is yours, and you are chatting with me instead.
I've never seen a Qunari before. Tell me about your people.
No.
No? Well, why not?
People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of, the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty.
Ouch. A little hostile, aren't we?
Many humans have said that to me. I do not understand it. If I were indeed hostile, you would be bleeding.
That's true, that's true. So, this is you being calm and helpful?
Couldn't you tell?
You know what? Just follow orders and you'll do fine.
As you wish.
Gotta love Sten. Hey, buddy. Levi.
You're a hard woman to find. Where are my manners? The name is Levy. Levy Dryden.
Levy.
Did Duncan ever mention me? Levy of the coins? Levy the trader?
I'm Soraya. I've never heard of you.
Really? He never told you of old Levy? We've known each other for years. But here I am carrying on while you have a blight to stop. Don't want to waste your time. But you see, Duncan promised that together we'd look into something important for the Wardens. And for me. But poor Duncan's... well, no more. A tragedy it is, at that. But I know he would want his work carried on. His pledge fulfilled.
What promise did Duncan make to you? How do you know Duncan?
It's a bit of a tale, that is. But I'm the one who brought the Grey Wardens back to Ferelden. Well, I was one of the ones. There were a lot of us. Make us breath. I'm a bit nervous. Honoured to be here, really.
Okay, go ahead. Tell your tale. What promise did Duncan make to you? I have pressing matters to... Go ahead and tell your tale.
After King Marek freed us from the Orlesians, the Grey Wardens begged the King's permission to come into Ferelden, some sort of internal business. Me and a mess of other Warden sympathisers spoke on behalf of your order. Tan Loghain was very much against letting Orlesian Wardens in the kingdom. But Marek, Andraste, bless him, was a fair-minded monarch and he let them in.
Go on, I'm listening.
So that's why I was there when the Wardens and their leader, Genevieve, presented herself to the King. The first Wardens in Ferelden in over a century. Proudest day of my life, that was. Duncan was a bit of a scamp back then. We were of an age and struck up a friendship. The King himself went with the Wardens on their mysterious business. When he returned, he rescinded King Ardlan's decree, and the Wardens came back to Ferelden for good.
Duncan was an easy man to like.
That he was.
Thank you for your part in bringing the Wardens here.
Oh, his stomach's all aflutter. You're welcome.
So what promise did Duncan make to you?
My family, well, past a bit checkered to see. Nobles look at us with disdain. My great-great-grandmother, Sophia Dryden, was the last warden commander of Ferelden back when the wardens were known as freeloaders. So King Olin banished the wardens and he took House Dryden's land and titles.
That's a bit drastic, isn't it?
And then some. Not much is known about that time. After King Olin died, there was a civil war, loads worse than this one, and our family was on the run, hunted by enemies, with nary a friend in the world. But Drydens are tough. We rebuilt, became merchants, and we never lost our pride.
I'm surprised you kept your name.
Our family's only crime was guarding the kingdom against the Blight. We're not ashamed of that.
So, what favor did you ask of Duncan, then?
I asked for the truth. My family reveres Sophia Dryden. We know she died at the old Grey Warden base, Soldier's Peak. We want evidence to clear her name. It won't restore our land or our titles, but it'll restore our honour.
Can't you go by yourself?
Well, no one's been to Soldier's Peak since Ireland's days. At least none that's come back. I spent years mapping the maze of tunnels to the peak, and I found the way a few years back. So I went to Duncan, I did, and I said that he could reclaim the old base and my family could have its honour.
Okay, well, so why didn't Duncan help you then?
Darkspawn surfaced in southern Ferelden, and Duncan got plenty busy recruiting new wardens and meeting with good King Caelan. Duncan said he would help after the Battle of Ostagar. Said there might be useful things at the peak, but he never had the chance.
Your family's faith will be rewarded. I'll help you. Let's go to Soldier's Peak. So what do you need from me?
I can pick my way through the tunnels at the base of Soldier's Peak, but the place, well, they say it's haunted, and it'll be dangerous for certain. Will you think on it at least?
And you said this could help us in the fight? How will reclaiming the peak help the Wardens?
Soldier's Peak is strategic and symbolic importance. Duncan said that it would be worth it right there. He also hoped to recover lost Warden history and perhaps a few old relics. No one knows what's up there now.
Alright, well, your family's faith will be rewarded. I'll help you.
1,000 blessings upon you, Warden. I'll mark down the location on your map. When you arrive, we'll pick our way through the tunnels together.
Alright. There we go. Soldier's Peak.
Ah, it's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Feddick at your service once again. I saw your camp and thought to myself, what safer place to rest for the evening than in the camp of a Grey Warden? I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
You're free to stay. Just mind yourselves. Let's see your wares, Bowden. Have you been following us? What are you selling exactly? What do you sell?
Anything, everything, but all of the finest quality. No cheap trinkets here. And my boy Sandal happens to be a bit of a hand with enchantments. Oh, yes. Sadly, it also makes us a target for bandits and the like. If there were spare hands to hire as guards, I would have done so long ago.
And you've been following us.
I can see why you might be suspicious, being a Grey Warden and all. Were I in your shoes, I would feel the same way. Trust me when I say that my encountering you here was serendipity and nothing more. I travel a lot, so I'm bound to meet everyone on the road eventually. If you prefer, I'll take my boy and be on my way. But regretfully, you're the safest spot on this road, without a doubt.
You're free to stay. Just mind yourselves.
Wonderful. Thank the kind lady, won't you, boy?
Thank you, kind lady.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
All right.
If there's anything I can do for you, please, please tell me.
What is your story exactly?
I suppose since you told me about you being a Grey Warden, it's only fitting for me to be as open. I am originally from Orzammar, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains. I was a merchant there, too. Merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose.
Lost glory?
Our kingdoms once spanned the length of Thados, from majestic Orzammar to Kal Sharok to glittering Darmalin far to the west. They say the gold and silver veins ran so thick through the stone of Darmalin that the entire city sparkled. The Darkspawn took it all, of course. One by one, the old Tigers fell, and then all that was left was Orzammar. But we were talking about how I ended up here, weren't we? One day, a noble woman came to my store. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
Oh, I know. Man. So we've heard of Kal Sharok, or we've been to Kal Sharok. I guess we didn't go to Kal Sharok, but we've met the remains of Kal Sharok, the dwarves that are from there. There we go. I don't think we've heard much mention of the other city talked about with the gold and silver veins. That'd be really cool. I was talking about like other future games they could do, like prequels and things like that. But it'd be cool to have a game where you are reclaiming the deep roads, right, from the remnants of the blight of the Darkspawn. Because I imagine I don't actually have no idea. Did the Darkspawn like just die off now? Like, did they all just instantly die when we killed off whatever his name is, the elven dude? Or are they still around and they just won't be making new ones? Is there still blight? I guess we've sealed off the veil, right? Or we repaired it. I don't know if the blight's still gonna seep through, but I guess there won't be archdemons anymore. I don't know. A lot of things, a lot of ways the game could go still. But that'd be cool to have a game where you're reclaiming the deep roads. And did you steal them?
Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me.
Ah.
The lost tigers. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold.
I see.
The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
And now you're here. You were quite lucky to have done so well.
I thank the stone every single day. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
On your travels, have you heard any rumors?
I heard a strange rumor the other day. King Kalen was not really Merrick's son, you see. Merrick's real son is hidden in the bowels of Denorum's palace, and I suppose they feed... That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Second time we've heard that rumor. Where do these goods come from? Not the deep roads.
Look, we don't rob people, all right? We don't take things from people that need them. The things in the Lost Tigers, what good did they do lying there? I brought them back to Orzammar, where people could look at them and remember. It's not all that different up here. There are places long abandoned by the humans everywhere. Even more now with the Darkspawn coming.
What do you mean?
People flee from the Blight with good reason, but they forget things. Things with value and meaning. They leave them behind because they're frightened and desperate. And sometimes, my boy and I, we find our way to these places before the Horde descends, and we save these things. I take them away so the Darkspawn don't get them. Is that so bad? They destroy everything they touch.
I suppose it's better than having the Darkspawn take it all. The Blight will not last forever. Everyone has to make a living somehow. I understand what you're saying, but from my experience, it's not like the Darkspawn are taking the stuff and using them. They might destroy it, which would obviously be a waste, but they might not either. They might just pass it by. So, and also the Blight's not going to last forever, hopefully.
No, of course not. And when it ends, I will go back to finding ruins, or move on. I don't really have much of a choice.
You didn't mention your son in your tale.
Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here. I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
So you just got a free helper out of the deal.
Better than him living in mud and hiding from Darkspawn and Deepstalkers, isn't it? I was glad to take him in. It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes. He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it, at least.
See you wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected. And with your discount.
Wonder if Sandal is hearing like the voice of the Titans or anything like that. Okay, we only have 21 silver, so we don't actually have money. I could sell this stuff to you. There we go. I got a little bit of silver back. Still haven't put that on anybody. Need to. Okay. Don't have any recipes for me. Do you have a backpack? You do. 7 gold. Holy crap. Okay. And then we have these gifts, which I think are like the, you know, infinite gift stuff. I think a lot of these gifts are like added content. We really need to buy the healing potions. Yeah. It's boring, but it needs to be done. If we're gonna survive. Probably want to buy those lyrium potions too. Ooh. We want to get these as well. Yeah, we need more money. How many? We have 2 lyrium potions right now. I'm gonna buy 3 of them. Yeah, we're just gonna buy 3 of them. These are 16 copper left. Yeah, I think. Why are these cheaper? I think I can just sell them back. Okay.
Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
A savant, huh? What enchantments does he do?
He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment.
And there you have it.
What's some enchanting done?
Enchantment.
Enchantment. Alright. So, we do chance to reduce movement speed, lightning rune, or fire rune. This is a journeyman one. We're going to give you the journeyman lightning rune. There you go. Plus 2 electricity damage. Accept. There we go. So now you're... Yep. Got lightning damage on that blade now. Freaking cool. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Morgan. How's it going over here?
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
How'd you become a shapeshifter?
I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
Your mother has been doing this for a long time then. That does sound like that does sound something like you do. But it's it's just a legend, right?
So I assume. My mother has walked the wilds far longer than I. Who am I to suggest what things she has done and not done in her past? Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
Can you change into other human forms as well?
The form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess.
It does sound like it's possible, though, in theory. Can anyone become a shape-changer?
Anyone with sufficient will. But the act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell and thus requires a mage's talents. If you had a notion to learn such a skill for yourself, sadly, you must remain disappointed.
Do you spend a lot of time as animals?
There were nights when the wilds called to me, 'tis true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf, listened as a cat, prowled shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no illusions to the contrary.
What do other animals think of you when you're changed?
They do not shy away from me. To their senses, I believe I seem like any other of their species. As to what they think, I truly cannot say. Just as I am still human, no matter my form, they are still animals. Thus they cannot speak, even were I to ask.
I've never heard of magic like that before.
No? 'Tis not unheard of in the remote corners of the world. There are traditions of magic outside of the circle of magi, despite what those mages would have you believe. Some of these traditions are old, indeed, passed down as carefully guarded lore from one generation to the next. The zealots of the Chantry would uproot all such practitioners if they could. But as luck have it, some still exist. My mother is such a one.
By practitioners, you mean apostates, don't you? The Chantry simply seeks to protect us from danger. Isn't that the sort of magic open to abuse? That's good. Such traditions must be preserved. Isn't that sort of magic open to abuse, though?
Not all apostates use the forbidden blood arts. Maleficarum do, but to condemn all who do not fall under the circle's thrall for the sake of what might be is a dangerous path to walk. There are those who look on the word apostate as meaning freedom.
That's all I wanted to ask.
Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
I think your abilities sound quite useful. It does seem a little revolting. That would just make you angry, I think, at the very least. No, I think they sound useful.
A most practical opinion. Far more so than any man I have spoken to. But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
I'm enlightened. I'm an enlightened woman. Alright. That's everybody. I know there's more we could talk to them, but I like to spread out the conversations. You know, because we're going to be visiting camp quite often. Alright, let's head out. Yeah, and they get rid of our injuries I saw on the bottom there. That's good. Okay, so we're going to be going to Redcliffe first. So we're going to bring you.
Yes.
You.
Indeed.
And it's gotta be Morrigan, even though I think she gets really upset with the path we're gonna go down. We could bring Anubis. Morrigan's magic is just, it's too useful not to bring with us.
Indeed.
We'll just have to give her some gifts. We should probably give out the gifts too. Need to get a gift guide at some point. Alright, here's our world map. So we got the Brisilium outskirts, that's where the data shelves are. We can go up to Denerim. We've got Soldier's Peak over here. Ban Loren's lands over here. Lake Calenhad, that's the Circle of Magi quest. Frostback Mountains, Soldier's Pass. And here's Redcliffe. So that's where we're going to be going first, is Redcliffe. Let's go. It's a huge
Look,
castle.
can we talk for a moment? I need to tell you something. I should probably have told you earlier.
Like, that's not a castle. That's a fortress. That thing is huge. Jeez. Never really noticed how big it was. What's on your mind? I'm not gonna like this, am I? Let me guess. You're an idiot. Can it wait? Sure. What's on your mind?
Well, let's see. How do I tell you this? We're almost at Redcliffe. Did I say how I know Arl Eamon exactly?
Why, are you his son? I think you said he raised you. I hope this isn't something sordid. Why, are you his son?
No, I'm not his son. I'm a bastard. My mother was a serving girl at Redcliffe Castle, and she died when I was born. Arl Eamon took me in and raised me before I was sent to the Chantry. The reason he did that was because, well, because my father was King Marek, which made Kaelin my half-brother, I suppose.
What? You don't think you might have told me this before? So you're not just a bastard, but a royal bastard. Doesn't that make you the heir to the throne? Why'd you wait to tell me this? Yeah, I think she's shocked. What? You didn't think to tell me this before.
How? When would I say that? Oh, by the way, King Marek had sex with a servant and she produced a bastard son. That's me. I would have told you, but it never really meant anything to me. I was inconvenient, a possible threat to Kaelin's rule, and so they kept me secret. I'd never talked about it to anyone. Everyone who knew either resented me for it or they coddled me. Even Duncan kept me out of the fighting because of it. I didn't want you to know as long as possible. I'm sorry.
I understand. I can't believe you're so stupid. You still should have told me. Does Loghain know? Yeah, does Loghain know?
Why wouldn't he? He was King Marek's best friend. I don't know if that means anything, though. I certainly never considered the idea that it might ever be important. Arl Eamon eventually married a young woman from Orlais, despite all the problems it caused with the king so soon after the war. He loved her a great deal. Anyway, the new Arlessa resented the rumors which pegged me as the Arl's bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10. Just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
Did she know the truth about you? What an awful thing to do to a child. That sounds like a bunch of whining. You were probably luckier than most orphans. Did she know the truth about you, think?
She may have, but I think it's more likely that she feared the rumors might be true. I can't blame her for that. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall, and it shattered. Stupid thing to do. The Arl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there and blamed him for everything. And eventually he just stopped coming.
But you are an heir to the throne, right? You were young, and you think the Arl will help us? Why keep it a secret now? You were young.
And raised by dogs. Or I may as well have been the way I acted. But maybe all young bastards act like that, I don't know. All I know is that the Arl is a good man and well loved by the people. He also was King Kaelin's uncle, so he has a personal motivation to see Loghain pay for what he did. So there you have it. Now can we move on? And I'll just pretend you still think I'm some nobody who was too lucky to die with the rest of the Grey Wardens.
Aren't you? As you command, my prince. That's not really what you think, is it? And what does that make me? As you command, my prince.
Oh, lovely. I'm going to regret this. Somehow I just know it.
+1 Alistair approval. Okay. Here we are in Redcliffe. First thing we see is some death root. Take that.
And I'm off.
By the way, how do we apply this poison that we've made? Because we've got quite a bit of poison. It requires poison making. So only Liliana can use this stuff. all 4 types of the poison. Okay. So this additional nature damage with each hit and may inflict a penalty to movement speed. Go ahead and put all these on your bar here. Probably just remove these, to be honest. What does this one do? Additional nature damage with each hit and may stun the target. That one's nice. Potent poison deals additional spirit damage with each hit. And then acid coating, nature damage with each hit. Is there like a... doesn't have like a duration? Cooldown 5 seconds, I don't know. I'll have to try using those. Is that something only you can use too? The acid flask? Yeah. Whenever thrown, this flash splashes acid, dealing nature damage to all creatures it hits. Something else we probably want to add on there? Okay. Hello, Thomas. Thomas?
I thought I saw travelers coming down the road, though I scarcely believed it. Have you come to help us?
I'm on important business. I need to see the Earl. Well, help you? What do you mean? Is there a problem?
So you don't know? Has nobody out there heard?
What are you talking about? Heard what? I've heard Arl Eamon is sick, if that's what you mean. There's a civil war going on, if you haven't noticed. Is this something I should care about? I've heard that Arl Eamon is sick. Is that what you mean?
He could be dead for all we know. Nobody's heard from the castle in days. We're under attack. Monsters come out of the castle every night and attack us until dawn. Everyone's been fighting and dying.
Apparently everyone seems to agree that a blight is the perfect time to start killing each other. Marvelous, really.
We've no army to defend us. No Arl and no king to send us help. So many are dead. And those left are terrified they're next.
Hold on, what is this evil that's attacking you?
I don't rightly know. I'm sorry, nobody does. I should take you to Ban Tegan. He's all that's holding us together. He'll want to see you.
Ban Tegan, Arl Eamon's brother. He's here.
Yes. It's not far, if you'll come with me.
Okay. Look, another lovely little town. Although I guess, yeah, this is much bigger than Lothering. I wonder how big, no, that's not good. I wonder how big Redcliffe is compared to, like, Denerim.
It's Thomas, yes? And who are these people with you? They are obviously not simple travelers.
No, my lord. They just arrived, and I thought you would want to see them.
Well done, Thomas. Greetings, friends. My name is Tegan, Ban of Reynisphere, brother to the Arl.
I remember you, Ban Tegan. Though the last time we met, I was a lot younger and covered in mud.
Covered in mud? Alistair? It is you, isn't it? You're alive! This is wonderful news!
Still alive, yes. Though not for long if Tern Loghain has anything to say about it.
Indeed. Loghain would have us believe all Grey Wardens died along with my nephew, amongst other things.
You don't believe Loghain's lies?
What, that he pulled his men in order to save them? That Cailan risked everything in the name of glory? Hardly. Loghain calls the Grey Wardens traitors, murderers of the king. I don't believe it. It is an act of a desperate man. So you are a Grey Warden as well. A pleasure to meet you. I wish it were under better circumstances. You're here to see my brother? Unfortunately, that might be a problem. Eamon is gravely ill. No one has heard from the castle in days. No guards patrol the walls, and no one has responded to my shouts. The attack started a few nights ago. Evil things surged from the castle. We drove them back, but many perished during the assault.
I can help you drive them back. What evil things are you talking about? Why are you telling me this? What happened then? What happened then?
They hit again the next night. Each night they come, with greater numbers. With Cailan dead and Loghain starting a war over the throne, no one responds to my urgent calls for help. I have a feeling tonight's assault will be the worst yet. Alistair, I hate to ask, but I desperately need the help of you and your friends.
It isn't just up to me. Though the Grey Wardens don't stand much chance against Loghain without Arl Eamon.
This isn't our battle. You want my help? You don't know me. Of course we'll help. You want my help even though you don't know me?
I know Alistair, and I trust those he chooses to travel with. What do you say?
First, I have questions.
By all means.
Isn't there a way into the castle to get at the source?
The castle is closed to us, its doors barred. We could storm it certainly, but what would that accomplish? Our numbers are too few. We cannot throw men at the castle walls when they are needed to protect the village.
Can't we just evacuate the village?
I tried. Our one attempt at an organized evacuation resulted in an immediate attack. Yesterday I found out these creatures attack those fleeing on their own, even during daytime. Whatever lies in the castle wants this village dead.
What happens after tonight?
Once the village is safe, we will try to enter the castle to find the source of this trouble.
Okay, I've heard enough.
Then you will help us?
I'm not sure. What happens if I refuse? I have something else to ask you. I have to say, no, we can't help you. Very well, I'll help. Yeah, we'll help.
How pointless to help these villagers fight an impossible battle. One would think we had enough to contend with elsewhere.
Thank you. Thank you. This means more to me than you can guess. Thomas, please tell Murdoch what transpired. Then return to your post.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, there is much to do before night falls. I put 2 men in charge of the defense outside. Murdoch, the village mayor, is outside the chantry. Sir Perth, one of Eamon's knights, is just up the cliff at the windmill, watching the castle. You may discuss with them the preparations for the coming battle.
I'm on my way. Can I discuss the situation with you? Tell me about yourself.
This is hardly the time to be discussing personal details, don't you think?
Well.
We will have to fight for our lives very shortly.
Come now. Is knowing a little about you too much to ask?
I beg your pardon, my lady. Where are my manners? What would you like to know?
What will you do if Arl Eamon dies? Or is dead?
I don't know. If Connor lives, he'll be the Arl and I'll need to help him with it. If he's... well, I don't want to think about that.
Why have you stayed? Why didn't you just leave?
After the first attack, I wanted to go for help, but I couldn't just leave these people. The Bannon gear up to battle Loghain while Darkspawn loom to the south. Loghain won't send anyone, so Redcliffe is on its own.
Are you a skilled warrior?
Skilled enough to know there are many far better than myself.
Do you have any family yourself?
Oh, you mean, am I married? No, I've never had the pleasure. If I did, I'd be lucky to find a woman as lovely as yourself.
Oh, wow. Jeez. No wonder you're not married. Flatterer. Perhaps you should stick to humans instead. You don't know a thing about me. Very, very lucky. Very lucky.
Ha, just so.
Perhaps we should get back to the matter at hand.
Good, then my secrets are still safe. I was worried for a moment there.
You have some of Arl Eamon's knights here?
I have those few who returned from their quest. You know of this, yes?
The search for the Urn of Sacred Ashes?
Yes, I question Isolde's decision to send so many knights in search of this relic. But I am a practical man, whereas she is a woman of great faith. Sir Perth was one of the knights sent on this quest. Perhaps you should speak to him if you wish to learn more.
Why are you in the chantry with the villagers?
Sir Perth insists. He wants me to be with the villagers, so everyone he needs to protect is in one place. I don't mind, to be honest. The point of all this is to protect the villagers, and I can do that best here. This is the last line of defense, should things go amiss.
Won't that look cowardly?
I'm not here for glory. I would prefer being outside, but Perth has a point. We could bring some men in to stand beside me, but I'd rather keep the monsters away from the villagers if possible.
So what happens after this battle is over?
Hopefully we can find the source and stop it before it causes any more damage. With luck, we'll also find Eamon and be able to help him.
There'd better be a reward after all this. Nah. What exactly are these things that keep attacking the village?
I do not know. They seem to be walking corpses, men with rotting flesh that continue to attack even with the gravest injuries.
Undead, spirits possessing the dead. There could be several causes
what's my head
behind such
doing?
a thing, none of them pleasant.
I should get back to work.
Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
And with you as well. Yeah, Morgan did not like that, and now would be a good time. I know of one gift I can give her right away. I think it's the tribal necklace. Or is it the gold rope necklace? I think it's the gold rope necklace.
I am grateful.
Yeah, plus 10. I remember that one.
Let us
Okay.
pray. Blessed art thou who exists in the Maker's sight. Blessed art thou who seeks his forgiveness. Blessed art thou who seeks his return.
dear boy.
Blessed is the prophetess,
Gone
his
on a
daughter,
long trip.
sacrificed to the holy flame. May the chant reach the Maker's ears
Be brave,
and tell
young
him
man.
of our
Your
contrition.
parents would want that. We need you here to protect the rest of us. Yes?
I guess I can do that.
There's a good lad. In the morning, we'll look for your parents. In the morning.
Damn.
You are of elven blood and a stranger, yet you defend a home that is not your own. We are grateful for that.
Imagine that, a kind elf. I know, it's crazy, huh? Is there a reason I shouldn't help? Be grateful when we win the battle. I have my own reasons to be here. I cannot stand by while monsters attack the helpless. I don't need a human god's gratitude. I can't just stand by while monsters attack the helpless.
Not many in these modern days would honestly say the same. You are a woman of worth, and the Maker will smile upon you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am revered Mother Hannah, head of this chantry, which for the moment is a place of refuge for these poor villagers.
How awful this must be for you all. Is this everyone who's left?
All those who cannot defend themselves, yes. They are terrified of tonight's attack, and I fear these walls will not keep them safe. What can I do to help with your task?
Just how safe is the chantry?
It is the sturdiest building in the village. The women, elderly, and children will stay here during the battle, while the militia and knights protect them. They set up a barricade outside the chantry to keep monsters from getting inside. If anything gets in, Ban Tegan is our only defense. Please, have mercy. Help these people. Do whatever you can.
Could I have your blessing, Mother?
You would? That is, I mean, of course. I'd be happy to. Blessed art thou who exists in the Maker's sight. Blessed art thou who seeks his forgiveness. Blessed art thou who seeks his return. Blessed is the prophetess, his daughter, sacrificed to the holy flame. May the chant reach the Maker's ears and tell him of our contrition.
Morrigan during that looked so annoyed. Alright. Villager. There's Jeddah.
I'm
we have to talk
scared,
to.
Mother. When are the bad men coming?
Soon, darling. Don't worry. Everything will be all right.
I want to go home. Where's Father? Why can't we go home?
I already told you. Father is outside defending the village from the bad men. We must stay here and be brave. Can you do that?
I guess so.
Hopefully your father doesn't die. Alright, Jeddah.
You're a Grey Warden, right? Were you in Ostagar? In the Korkari Wilds? My husband and son went there to bring the Chant of Light to the Chastened. But I haven't heard from them since.
Are you Jeddah?
I am. You've heard of me?
Unfortunately. I have something from your husband. Your husband and son are both dead. Just a hunch. Take care. I have something here. From your husband.
Oh? Oh, his lockbox. If you're bringing me this... Oh no. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for bringing this to me. It means a lot to... Maker's blessings upon you.
Not even a reward. Jesus. These people. Alright. What are you doing?
Good day.
Good day.
I'm so scared, Father. What are we going to do?
Silence, girl. Do you want the children to hear you?
But night is coming. The monsters will return and we sit here and wait for them.
We have no choice. We must pray and hope for the Maker's compassion.
I just hope everything will be all right.
So many have already died.
Hello, Caitlin.
Sorry. Am I bothering you?
Nope.
I'll try to be more quiet.
I didn't even hear you, to be honest. Are you alright? Why are you crying? Who are you? You're not bothering me. Good. I'll leave you to your sniveling. No, you're not bothering me.
I shouldn't be such a crybaby. With Mother gone now, I have to be brave. I can't help myself. I'm so frightened. Those things dragged my mother away. I don't know what happened to her, but I hear her screaming all the time. Everywhere.
How terrible. You poor thing. I wish there was something we could do to help.
And now my brother Bevan, he ran off. I don't know where he is. I'm so scared they got him too.
Don't worry, I'll look for him. Why would he run off? Do you know? Have you tried looking for your brother? What would you give to find him? You need to be strong, girl. I need to go. Why'd he run off? Do you know?
He said something about saving Mother. He's just a little boy. He doesn't understand she's gone.
If he has foolishly run off, then he is no doubt dead. You should get used to that fact.
Nice. Maybe you want to kick her in the head while you're at it.
Shall we comfort her with lies? If she is to face death, better she face it honestly.
I hope he didn't try to go to the castle. Oh, that would be awful.
Have you tried looking for him?
I went to our house. It's by the square. He wasn't there. I searched the rest of the village too. I called and I called, but he never answered. I wonder if he ran off into the woods. I'm so worried. Without me, he has nobody.
Don't worry. I'll look for him.
You will? Thank you so much. Please find him.
Alright. That's everything in the chantry. Take a step outside. And here we are. Redcliffe Village. We've got to defend it. We'll start working on the defenses in the next episode, though. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.